And now, to celebrate SMPS's 40th anniversary, please welcome Brad Thurman.
Hello, everyone. We having a good time? Woo! Can I get a hell yeah? I know some of you already started enjoying dessert, but as we said earlier, we're celebrating SMPS's 40th anniversary tonight. So, this is the deeply serious part of the program. As I said, we're celebrating SMPS's 40th anniversary this year. So we have woo! Yeah, another woo! So we have a ceremonial cake up here that I'm going to slice into, and we'll have it in the quiet room after the gala. But what I want everybody to think about your first year in SMPS. Think about the people that you met along the way. Think about the friends that you've made, the jobs that you've gotten, the information that you've learned, and everything that this organization has meant to you over the last 5, 10, 15, 40 years of your life. Because this organization has done so much for me, and I know it's done a lot for you. So I would like to ask everybody to lift a glass. Here's to 40 years, going strong, many more to come. And may we never forget that it's about serving our members, our firms, our profession, and our communities. Cheers. Now, please welcome back Laura Ewan and Josh Miles. You can be whoever you want.
All right, guys, we are back.
All right. She said, we're back.
We're back.
And you know what else is back is the audio is back.
That's right.
So I did have a few people, okay, maybe like 24 people say, we can't hear you in the back. So we're going to bring it with the audio, and you guys need to stop bringing it with your audio. Is that
funny,
cool?
it's the first time I've ever been told I'm not loud.
Nicely done.
Right, thank you.
All right, so also hope you guys are keeping up with us on Instagram. We're continuing to post some behind-the-scenes stuff.
And yeah, so now we think, you guys have been eating dinner, you're all full, maybe you're getting a little sleepy on the wine, so let's get that blood flowing again. Let's take another picture for Instagram.
Maybe we should do a video this time.
A video. You guys want to take part in our video? All right, I think this is going to be super cheesy and super awesome, so we're doing the wave. And we're going to start over here, and you're all going to get up out of your seats, and we're going to go all the way down and all the way back.
Can we get the house lights up for a little wave here? Let's do this.
Josh,
are you ready? We're starting down here. Let's get up for the wave.
And all the way back, please.
All the way back.
We're not done yet.
All right. Awesome.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, now that we have your energy back up, let's channel that energy into cheering on this year's class of CPSMs. Joining us right now is Bethany Rustic-Smith to introduce the 2013-2014 class of Certified Professional Service Marketers.
Wait till I get you on the floor, good looking. Hey, going hot, so hot, just like an oven. And I'll burn myself, I just had to touch it.
I'm pretty psyched that was Justin Timberlake. I'm so excited that I'm here on the 40th anniversary that I get to do this. And just despite what Facebook says, you guys are all #1 in my heart. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. This quote by Jimmy Johnson summarizes why we are here. Tonight, we celebrate those extraordinary individuals who continually go the extra mile for their firm, who work long, thankless hours to bring home a perfect RFQ response, who continually seek out knowledge and ways to grow in our profession, and who understand that little extra can be the difference which brings home the win. This year, the Certified Professional Services Marketer Program is celebrating its 15th year. That's right. The CPSM continues to gain respect in the AEC industry and bring additional distinction and credibility to the professionals who pursue certification. Between July 1st, 2013 and July 31st, 2014, 52 candidates earned the CPSM designation, supported by study groups in 22 chapters. That's awesome. Currently, more than 830 CPSMs are practicing in the AEC industry. In an industry that values certification, the men and women you are about to meet have made a commitment to professional excellence, to career advancement, and to the ongoing pursuit of knowledge. We are honored to recognize the members of the 2013-2014 class of Certified Professional Services Marketers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will hold your applause until the end, I know it's going to be hard, but please try. It's my pleasure to introduce Robin Broder. K.C. Callie. Michelle Coffin. Brent Collins. Heather Cox. Michelle Decker. Matthew Frankel. Craig Galati. Allie Horn. Barbara Yonke. Courtney Kearney. Linda Kelly. Lisa Carresso. She's from my chapter, so I get to break the rules. Christine Maloney. Natalie Mathis. Kimberly Robertson. Crystal Stowe. Karen Tarabasi. And Jennifer Wells. And Janet Lively. Congratulations, CPSMs. A complete list of the members of the 2013-2014 class of CPSMs, including those who could not be here tonight, will be published in the August issue of The Marketer. At this time, I would like to ask all of the CPS in the audience to please stand. CPSMs in the audience to please stand. There are more than 250 CPSMs that are participating in this conference, and that number keeps growing each year. Thank you all for making the commitment to certification and to our profession.
Hey guys.
That was great, wasn't it? Let's please welcome Susan Merrigan, Chair of the 2014 Striving for Excellence Awards.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to present the 2014 Striving for Excellence Awards. The Striving for Excellence Awards program recognizes SMPS chapters for excellence in their management and service to members through quality programs, exemplary leadership and chapter management, increased membership, effective communications, and financial health. In 57 chapters in the United States and Canada, your volunteer leaders are committed to educating, connecting, and mentoring marketers and business developers in all stages of their careers. Equipped with the latest knowledge and skills, these professionals advocate every day for the valuable role of marketing in design and building companies. As a past president of SMPS Washington, D.C., I understand the hard work, talent, and volunteer hours our chapter leaders dedicate to serving this community each year. On behalf of the whole community, thank you to all of those who volunteered to make SMPS an exceptional organization. And now, let's recognize our winners. Chapter Communications Awards. For first place newsletter, we have SMPS Dallas. First place website goes to SMPS San Diego. Next is our chapter educational program category. For outstanding educational program, we have SMPS Greater Cincinnati. And in first place for educational program, we have SMPS Hawaii. Outstanding special event program goes to SMPS San Diego. And in first place for special event program is SMPS Houston. Our next Striving for Excellence awards are for best chapters based on size. Outstanding medium chapter goes to SMPS Greater Cincinnati. First place medium chapter, SMPS St. Louis. Outstanding large chapter, SMPS San Antonio. First place large chapter, SMPS Maryland. And the Grand Prize 2014 Chapter of the Year went to San Francisco, which was recognized earlier today during the keynote session. We would like the San Francisco chapter representatives in the audience to please stand so we can congratulate you once again. Thank you.
Stop me, go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on Shark Week. Raw, time to go up, gone, deuces goodbye, I got a world to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to present the 2014 Class of Fellows is Fellows Delegate Carla Thompson.
Song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city.
Oh my God, somebody too short has been standing here. I can't read these. Okay, maybe if I do this. Okay, they're too short. I can't see them. Take your heels on. All right, okay. Can you tilt it just a touch? Seriously, I'm too tall. Yay, thank you. Hi. Okay, so becoming a fellow isn't the end of a journey, and it's not a line on your resume. It's a commitment to give back and to mentor the future marketing and business development leaders in our industry. Fellows serve as a resource not only at the chapter level, but also at the national and now the international level, and they advocate on our behalf throughout the AEC industry. So before I introduce this year's class of fellows, I'd like to first recognize all the fellows that are here with us tonight. So as we celebrate this very special 40th anniversary. So fellows, will you please stand? Okay. So fellows, I want to personally thank you for your dedication to SMPS and for your ongoing contributions to promote and advance our profession. In my role as Fellows Delegate, I've called on you to do more and to give more, and you stepped in and you stepped up wherever you're needed. I'm honored to be in your company. I'm incredibly proud to represent you on the national board. And so I want to thank you, fellows, for all you do and for being here on this special night at SMPS's 40th anniversary. Because after all, you've all played a huge part in getting us where we are today. Your leadership continues to inspire, motivate, and educate all those who are going to follow in our footsteps. And for that, we all thank you. So what does it take to become a fellow? Well, each winter, the members who have been active in the society for the requisite number of years and who hold a CPSM designation are invited to apply for fellowship. The applications are evaluated and voted on by a jury of fellows that are appointed by the fellows delegate and approved by the board of directors. This year we are inducting 6 outstanding individuals as fellows. As a group, they have a lot in common. Most notably, their long-term SMPS membership and service, as well as their active roles in other AEC organizations. I'm going to tell you a little bit about their individual accomplishments, but they all have great stories and impressive backgrounds. In the spirit of getting to the after party, I'm going to keep the introduction short. You're welcome. But please read about them in the marketers. So the first member of the Fellows Class of 2014 is Craig Gala from the SMPS Vegas chapter. In our industry, people often choose to be either technical or marketer, and there's very few people who can do both and do them well. Craig Gala, a 28-year architect, is one of the anomalies. He, as president of LGA in Las Vegas, come on up, sure. He has led his firm with a marketer's perspective. He hired his first marketing director in 1996, and in 1999, she encouraged him to join SMPS, which I think is great. 10 years later, Craig stepped up to serve as chapter president. And it was in 2009, the height of the recession, membership was dwindling due to layoffs, board members were threatening to resign, and the chapter was on the brink of extinction. Craig provided stability, hope, and direction, and today, SMPS Las Vegas is not just surviving, they're thriving. If there's any doubt that Craig drank the SMPS Kool-Aid or not, just consider the fact that 3 of the last 5 SMPS chapter presidents have been from his firm, including both the current president and the immediate past president. He's been involved with numerous affiliate organizations, and he's been president of AIA Las Vegas, the Nevada Society of Architects, and he's chaired the City of Las Vegas Planning Commission, amongst a dozen other roles that he's filled. If I were in Vegas and looking for a sure bet, I'd put my money on Craig. Please join me in welcoming the Las Vegas chapter's first ever fellow, Craig Gala. Our next inductee, Don Greco, is also a first fellow from the Sacramento chapter. We don't have their names up, no? Okay. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hi, Dawn. So Dawn currently works as the Director of Business Development for ICF International. She started her career 20 years ago and joined SM Sacramento in 1998. After working her way through numerous committees and chair positions, she served as chapter president from 2004 to 2005. Dawn was the co-founder and co-chair of the Pacific Regional Conference, also known as the WAVE. The WAVE just celebrated its 5th anniversary, and it outperformed all expectations with 350 people and standing room only sessions, thanks to her vision and perseverance. Once she was ensured that the WAVE was in good hands, she went on to participate in numerous national initiatives. She currently serves as the chair of the 2004 President's Leadership Symposium, also known as the PLS. Any Guild members out there? And as chair of PLS, she has the responsibility to develop our future chapter leaders. And this is in keeping with Dawn's passion for mentoring and her commitment to learning and education. She brought the Mentoring Pathways program to Sacramento, and she played a big role in revising the Cal Mentor program for the California Department of Transportation and ACEC, which nearly doubled the number of annual mentor-protege pairings as a result of her effort. In her letter of endorsement from SMPS fellow Mark Tawara from Hawaii, he said, "Dawn has certainly paid it forward to this organization, and we owe it to pay her back. So I'm pleased to be the one to pay her back by officially introducing Don Greco as Sacramento's first fellow." Our next fellow, Katie Hughes, has been around the block a few times, or perhaps I should say around the country. Katie, are you going to come up? Where are you? Throughout her 30-plus year career, Katie has had an amazing time. She's been able to work for companies that have allowed her to live in Denver, Seattle, where I met her, Boston, and Portland, Maine, where she currently resides and works for Marketivity as a principal. In all of those locations, the common thread has been her active participation in SMPS. In all 4 chapters, she served on the Education Committee and chaired those committees in both Seattle and Boston. From 2009 to 2010, she served as president of SMPS Maine, now known as the Northern New England chapters, because it represents Maine, Connecticut, and New Hampshire. During that time, she brought the chapter back from near bankruptcy, that damn recession again, but she also just recently agreed to serve as their chapter president again in order for upcoming leaders to gain more experience prior to taking the helm. As a result, Katie is the only, as far as I know, the only president-elect to ever receive the Fellows designation. She's passionate about SMPS within other organizations as well. She's involved in SAMI, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and she currently serves as president of the Maine chapter of Women's Transportation Seminar International. She's also active in the Northeast Trenchless Association, which just proves there's an association for everything. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Katie Hughes as our 3rd new fellow this year. Oh, why? What happened? Okay, all right. Okay. Hi. Okay, now let me introduce you to our next fellow, Bethany Rustic-Smith, who you've already seen earlier tonight from Cincinnati. Bethany joined SMPS Greater Cincinnati, hi Bethany, in 1999, shortly after getting her first position with the AEC industry. 2 years later, she joined Turner Construction, doing business development, then community affairs, and she now serves as their regional marketing manager. Bethany has served on or chaired almost every chapter committee known to man, leading to her presidency in 2005. In recognition of her outstanding commitment to the chapter, she's been given the Threshold Award in 2007, Marketer of the Year Award in 2009, and Trailblazer Award in 2013. Bethany's local service also expands to the national level. She's served on the certification committee since 2008 and currently serves as the chair. She's revamping the certification exam, a contribution which will elevate the status of the CPS certification program for years to come. Bethany's influence extends beyond SMPS as well. She became involved in the AGC, National Business Development Steering Committee, in the late 2000s. As a representative of SMPS, she and others met with AGC to discuss the 2 associations working together to certify marketers in business development, which would be great. She's been a permanent member of the AGC BD Steering Committee ever since. Currently, she's leading an initiative to engage more members of AGC in marketing and business development training sessions. Please join me in congratulating Bethany Smith on becoming a fellow. Our 5th fellow is Stacy Stout from SMPS Colorado. After joining the AC industry in 2002, Stacy held various marketing positions for nearly 10 years before establishing her own consulting practice in 2011. The firm's work is based 100% on referrals and repeat business, so you know she must be doing a good job. Stacy's been in SMPS Colorado member since 2003, and she's served multiple leadership positions, including president from 2009 to 2010. As president-elect, she was the visionary behind the Sales on Fire educational series that won the first place Striving for Excellence Award. She received 3 SMPS chapter awards from the Colorado chapter, including Marketer of the Year in 2011. After her presidency, Stacy was on the Southwest Regional Conference Planning Committee from 2010 to 2012. She's also on the Marketing Communication Awards judge, and she was a Striving for Excellence Committee. Hopefully not the same year that she won the award for the program. She served as a task force chair for this SMPS Strategic Planning Toolkit, which was introduced at PLS last year, and she's going to be our incoming chair for the President's Leadership Symposium next year. Stacy also works closely with local affiliate organizations such as AIA, ULI, NAOP, and the Business Marketing Association. So please join me in giving a shout out for Stacy Stout. Oh, you mean it's not here? Okay. Okay. And last but certainly not least, Phyllis Boyer. Thanks to ongoing encouragement and years of gentle prodding from SMPS fellows Kay Lentz, Nancy Ursi, Karen Courtney, Doug Parker, and many others, Phyllis finally submitted for fellowship this year, and all I can say is it's about time. Phyllis started as an office manager in 1981 for Rolf Jensen and Associates, where she still works today. That's where she met her future boss, SMPS fellow and past national president Randy Tucker. And he made Phyllis sit in at the sign-in table for the first 2 years for every single event. She was there. But there was a method to his madness. He knew that she'd get to know everybody and they would get to know her, which she did, and she went on to fill several board positions, ultimately serving as chapter president of the SMPS Houston chapter in 93-94. From there, she served 8 years on the national board of directors, including chapter delegate and vice president. She became national president in 2008 at a critical time when the organization was rebuilding and laying the groundwork for a healthy and strong organization. Today, her passion is education and training. Phyllis was instrumental in developing the CPSM program. She sat for the very first proctored exam in 1999 while she was president-elect. Phyllis has won several chapter awards, including the Houston chapter inaugural Hall of Fame Award in 2008, and for all of her ongoing contributions, which are too long to list. All of the fellows who wrote endorsement letters for Phyllis commented on her leadership style: reserved, quiet, strategic, and content to work behind the scenes to stimulate change and progress. Phyllis doesn't seek the spotlight, but she certainly deserves it, so I'm delighted to put a spotlight on her tonight and congratulate her on becoming a fellow. And again, I say it's about time. On this historic night of SMPS's 40th birthday, I hope you all agree that the Fellows Class of 2014 represent the best of the best. Marketing, business development, and technical professionals who embody the values you expect in SMPS Fellows. Vision, leadership, professionalism, and wisdom that only comes with experience and after spending decades in the trenches. Please join me in giving our 6 new fellows a final huge round of applause.
Aren't you going to sing along?
No.
Oh.
I thought they gave me this because they look cool. I do not sing. You guys do not want me to sing. Well, but that was awesome, right? Let's give them a round of applause.
Lucky for you guys, we are not going to sing, but we do know someone who does sing very well. Please join us in welcoming 2013 Chapter President of the Year and Chair of the 2014 Chapter President of the Year, Kate Mullaney.
That was great. Good evening, everyone. I'm so honored to be here to introduce you all to our new chapter president of the year. As they do every year, our judging committee really had a difficult task of selecting a recipient from the inspiring submissions of presidential achievement. And at this moment, I would just like to take a moment to recognize the past chapter president of the year award winners that we do have with us tonight. And I'll ask you to stand, but unfortunately, Alethea Odell is here from San Francisco, but she is ill and can't be with us right now at the gala, but I'd like to recognize Alethea Odell. I'd like to acknowledge Carolyn Ferguson, another past president of the year. And I would like to acknowledge Tiffany Posey Konenkamp, another past president of the year who's with us tonight. Each of the nominated presidents did great things on behalf of their membership and our society, and they did it with passion and love. And so we salute all of you chapter presidents who are so committed to your membership. Thank you for all you do. Our recipient tonight has made her commitment to SMPS a true labor of love, not just in this year, but in many years past. No one does it alone, and not all leaders want the spotlight, because leaders support and empower others. But leadership matters in our profession, so to recognize these individuals is to recognize the importance of cultivating and celebrating these qualities within our association. Motivator, mentor, cheerleader, advocate, champion, leader. These are some of the terms repeatedly used to describe our chapter president of the year. Whether it was flying at her own expense to be present as her chapter offered educational programs in remote areas, or to host a member holiday party in her own home, a more personal thing you couldn't imagine. In the words of one nominator, she knows the power of a team, she knows what sort of leadership it takes, and she is fearless in her pursuit of success. As her nominators further described her, she empowers her board and ensures that each achieves success for their firms, for themselves, and the chapter. This president challenged the volunteers in her chapter to develop sky's the limit goals. She continued to inspire, support, and celebrate them daily as they achieved the following accomplishments on behalf of their membership. An improved accountability in their strategic planning process, holding a first-time media brainstorming session that resulted in a new $2,100 in-kind media sponsor, additional media coverage, branded communications, a new Tumblr blog, a LinkedIn company page, and an e-newsletter. She increased sponsorship to more than $15,000 and increased chapter reserves. She held a charity drive, donating over $4,000 to charity. She increased membership scholarship funds to $4,000. She invested in members, including financing 2 national speakers to travel to her chapter and offered low-cost webinars and technical sessions. She created a new member orientation program. She implemented the very first Member of the Year award. She hosted 2 building tours, a first time for their chapter. And she increased the visibility and awareness of SMPS through partnerships with AIA and ASPE. She personally spoke on marketing and business development at her alma mater, where she joined the Alumni Board of Directors, and it culminated in the chapter welcoming their very first student member. She brought their member retention rate from an enviable 86% to an incredible 90%. Through a personal and statewide outreach campaign, she increased the number of members from 50 to 61, a 22% growth, and secured a win for her 3-year-old chapter in the Mega Membership Madness competition. And as of yesterday, they have 66 members. It is my great joy to introduce a strong, savvy, fun, humble woman and leader who embodies what leadership in our profession looks like. Please join me in showing the warmest SMPS applause and love for the fiery, leggy redhead from Alaska, Andrea Story.
Holy cow. Okay, so thank you, Kate and committee members. I'm standing here looking out at this crowd, and I grew up in a really small town in interior Alaska, about 500 people. So I'm looking at all of you and thinking, this is like a way better dressed version of my hometown. So my year as president started out as we all do. We go to PLS, and what a great time that was. Walk in the door, my conductors, love you all. So when we walked in the door there, we were handed a note card. It was an icebreaker, and we were told to write down a question that we would want to know about somebody else that was in our PLS class. And I don't remember what question I wrote down, but I sure remember the question I was given. we were all sitting there, and the questions are going around the room, and most of them were like, if you could be a superhero, what would you be? Or why do you love bacon? Things like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I look down, and my card says, what is your favorite literary quote? So, okay, now I know what you're thinking, but it's wrong. We have books in Alaska. That wasn't the problem. I read a ton, I really do, but I do not retain stuff like that. And if I was going to remember a quote from something I read, it would be like, are you there, vodka? It's me, Chelsea, or shit my dad says. That's what it would be. So I was sitting there panicking. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I look at this woman next to me, and she is impeccably dressed, really classy. I'm like, she reads a lot. Maybe she'll trade questions with me. And okay, so this is my good friend Janet from Kentucky. And I sat there and I looked at her and I was like, she'll think I'm crazy. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And then I remembered that my iPad was in my purse. So I was sitting there, I pulled it out, and I know it's cheating, it's totally cheating, but I was thinking about, okay, my favorite book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck, but I could not tell you a quote from that book until I Googled it on my iPad. And I was just looking for something that spoke to me as what we were all going into. And there was one that totally jumped out at me pretty close up on the page, and it was, now that you know you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. And I thought it was perfect for being chapter president, especially after now 11 months. We all go into this with these big lofty goals, and we're gonna accomplish all these things, and we're excited after PLS. And you know how it is. You get home and real life hits you and you're back to work and you take on all these things. So, you leave PLS and you're feeling all pumped up and you have your planning session and you're ready to roll, and then, real life, it slaps you. It does. And you have your ups and your downs. And the Alaska chapter, oh my gosh, 3 years. 3 years is all we've been here. And we had so many ups. We hosted our first building tours. We had 2 in Anchorage. We had 1 in Fairbanks, which is 360 miles away from where most of us live, for those of you that don't know Alaska. 65 members, like Kate mentioned, which is huge for us. So a lot of ups, but we had downs. We lost our secretary 2 months into my term. Frank Lippert talked me down from the ledge on that one, and we recovered. I, overachiever, decided to go to SMPSU in my presidential year. I don't advise that. It was a lot. So, I wouldn't say that my year was perfect as president by any means, but looking over at my team Alaska over there at the table, it was definitely a good year for sure. And so I mentioned, growing up in a small town, and at 5'10", I was a pretty hot athletic commodity in that little town. So, we did basketball, volleyball, softball, everything you could do. And I learned a lot from team sports, for sure. Things that translate not just to everyday business, but also to being president of an SMPS chapter. Lessons about teamwork, like in softball, your shortstop, they're going to boot a ball. They are. It's going to happen. Outfield's behind them. They'll pick it up. And who hasn't had that happen in their chapters? It always happens. So, and in the last few years, I have 3 kids. I've had the opportunity to coach them in basketball mainly, and I've learned a lot of lessons from coaching youth sports that translate to chapter leadership as well. And the main one of those being placing people in positions where they can be successful, understanding the skills of your team members, overcoming adversity and perseverance. So, those are lessons that definitely I took forward with me on this board. And something that I know I mentioned to a couple people in the last year, expressing a little bit of nervousness over being the president, was that I have this really just dynamic, incredible board of people, and they were going to make me look so much better than I am, and here I am. So I guess I was right on that. So I owe a lot of thanks to my board. First of all, Jessica Taft, she's my president-elect. You're an inspiration, and I am in awe of your smarts and your mad skills every day, and I want to be like you when I grow up, pretty sure of that. Leah Boltz, our past president. Your enthusiasm for SMPS is unmatched. We were in this from the beginning, starting this chapter, and there's no one else I would have rather done it with. I'm honored to serve by you every day, and I've been trying to figure out, how does a little chick leave such big shoes to fill? I mean, really. Also, Skip Bourgeois, he's at our table over there, and he was one of the three of us that started up our chapter. And he's a champ. I mean, he's the only guy on our board. There's probably a few of you out there that are like that, and he is just, we ridicule him at every chance. And it's actually weird in Alaska that he's the only guy, because there's way more men than there is women. There's a saying, it's the odds are good, but the goods are odd. So yeah. I can't figure out why we don't have more men. It's bizarre. But also, Lisa Heath and Katie Kless are here tonight. Thank you both, and the board members that are not here tonight, for your contributions that make our chapter so great. And then the last two, really special to me. Not only do they have the pleasure of serving with me on our board, but they get to enjoy my sunny personality and wit every day at R&M. Christine Gibbs is our communications director, and Sarah Hall is our membership director. And these two, it's been so fun, as their supervisor at work on a day-to-day basis, you see skills, but then you get to watch them on an SMPS board, and they've just blossomed and took this on, and our communications improved so much in the last year, and then we won the Mega Membership Madness, and it was just incredible watching that. So also, a quick thank you to Frank Lippert, our chapter champion. You've been there for us, a lot of advice. National staff, Mary Cruz in particular, I bother you all the time with questions. And then, I'm really blessed by an incredibly supportive employer, R&M Consultants. We have 3 of us on the board that work at R&M, and that company just gives to this chapter, and I'm so appreciative of that. And my even more supportive husband, Len, he is also an SMPS member and here with us tonight. Thank you for supporting my professional aspirations, being my rock, talking me down from the ledge every once in a while, and cheering me on every step of the way. And our incredible kids who are not here with us in Texas, but I know they're cheering Mom on from home, so thank you. So in closing, I just wanted to, there was a quote from Maya Angelou that really speaks to me, and it was, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I have to say that when Leah and Jessica came to my office and Kate called in to tell me the news of this award, I felt shocked completely. And I thought about it for a few minutes, and then it was nauseous. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, just no. But now sitting here in front of all of you, I just feel really humbled and incredibly grateful. So on behalf of the entire Alaska chapter, thank you so much.
Let's give one more round of applause to all of tonight's winners, please. Great night. I know they stood up earlier, but I'd like to ask any past chapter presidents of the year to please stand. Stand up. Applause. Keep standing. Keep standing. All right. Now all past chapter presidents, stand up. Keep standing. Come on. All Well-Cox Award recipients. Past MCA winners. Everybody that's a past MCA winner, stand up, please. Keep going. Come on, fellows. Fellows, stand up. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. CPSMs. All the CPSMs, stand up. Past chapter board members, present chapter board members, and first-timers. Especially, more importantly, spouses, friends. Stand up. If you know how to spell SMPS, stand up. I'll go with this one. Here we go. Thank you again. Each one of you is what makes this organization great. So thanks again to Laura and Josh for emceeing our program tonight, and to all of our committee volunteers. You all rock. This has been a great show. Now I invite you to join us at the after party next door. I'll see you there. Good night.
Turn down for what?